Welcome to
Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? How you doing?
talk about so many different things
How
to
you
bring you
been?
light, entertainment,
What's
information,
going
and
on?
understanding.
What's
We are
good?
the story behind.
Are you
Please
getting it
subscribe
in?
and check it out.
Somebody
Leave a
getting it
whole
for
bunch
you?
of reviews and welcome
What's
to
going
Wait, what? Stop.
on, people?
Follow me on Instagram. See you
Subscribe to my
later.
channel.
Okay, I want to share this with you. This story is being reported as of October the 21st, 2018. Trump administrators are preparing to deny trans people existing race protection. Now, the federal agency are circulating a memo stating trans identity isn't real, which could lead to a devastating rollback on protection. Now, the Trump administration is planning its more aggressive broadside against transgender people, yet with health department memo set to release in later this year that will deny the existence of trans people, according to the reports at the New York Times. Now, the memo circulating among the government agencies since the spring states that gender identity does not exist, that gender is set at birth and defined by genitalia. The Department of Health and Human Services is seeking to make it definition uniform among all federal agencies, including those who must comply with the federal civil rights law known as Title V, which bans discrimination in the public education under the bias of sex. The definition could mean recently reacts protections for transgender people in areas like healthcare coverage and bathroom accessories. Public schools and universities will no longer be acceptable. Sex means the person's status as male or female based on biological traits identified by the before the birth. The memo reads according to the time. Now, the sex listed on the person's birth certificate originally issued shall constitute definition proof of the person's sex unless rebutted and reliable genetic evidence. Should be new policies go into effect the way that people to legally dispute the sex of their birth certificate through the genetic testing. The memo is being overseen by a transphobic named Roger, who functioned as the director of the Office of Civil Rights and Health Department. Now, Roger will next present his memo on the Justice Department, led by another transphobic Attorney General, Jeff Sessions, which will then decide whether it declares as far as legal should be the memo that finalized the guidelines set and its immediately impact to be likely felt among trans people with the kind of healthcare discrimination, denied use of facilities in the public schools and universities, and comparts as far as gender identity, setting a destructive percentage of Trump's defense administration intends to erase LGBTQ people from its federal civil rights protection and enforcement of non-discrimination laws. As far as HRC, President Chad Griffin in a press release defined sex as a narrow language tailored to talking points of anti-equality extremists and the part of deliberate strategies to eliminate federal protection for the LGBTQ people. This is a direct attack on fundamental LGBTQ people, and its administration refused to reverse course. Congress must immediately take actions to advance the Equality Act and ensure that LGBTQ people are specifically protected by our nation's civil rights law. Now, the Trump administration is already yanked unofficial Obama-era guidance and encourage schools to allow trans youth in use of the restroom and locker rooms and lines to gender identity. Trump has also tried unsuccessfully to ban trans people from military, as is working to erase them from 2020 census. So this is going out as of the 21st, which is yesterday. Now, I want to share something else with you in reference to this storyline. Now, this is so incredible. Now, they're saying that a trans pleads to LGB and Q help us. Now, What will you do to save your brothers and sisters? Now, this is being reported as of October the 22nd, which means that today there will be thousands of articles written about Trump's plan to make government policies that transgender people who don't exist. Someone explains it's happening, why is it happening, and now some will attack conservatives and Trump. Some will attack those who enable and empower them through inaction of lack of concern of anyone else but themselves. I can't write this article. So I already wrote them, and I already called the GOP hate group. I've already called out hypercritical allies. I've gone after people condoning casual transphobia, warned of radicals, evangelists changing the government, and I've laid a progressive, and were thrown under the bus among also. Almost to the day. I warned about the unpersoning of trans people with the Trump administration of the full year ago to borrow the phase from black folks. We're done told, y'all. Now, but we here we are. The end. It's not about the bathroom or the celebrities. It's not about the pronouns or the dating or anything of sort. As far as just the end of us, Trump government is going to make it state policy that we simply do not exist. Literally, every right and protection we have won before is gone. No, it is not hyperhole. We are not overreacting. This is a stated goal on. And not even in vulgar terms. We are not trying to distract you from something else. We are trying to divide the left, so we just trying to survive. We have to understand that this isn't going to be forced on us to go to the wrong bathrooms. People will be willing to deny Medicare access to homeless shelters, the rights to work as far as foods for the mouths. I am at the point where I can't yell in anger about this. I can't freak out. I just tried. All of us transgender people are tired. We have fought with few memos and policy changes rights. We are giving the Obama administration going to prove pistol whip out of existence. Yeah, we're going to keep fighting because we have been fighting and we'll be fighting the whole time literally, and nothing has changed regard because there wasn't enough ceasefire calls. So please don't tell us to fight back. What in the hell do you think we've been doing for all these this whole time of our lives, at the point where we're trying to hold our line because we about to overrun? I could write up one of those go vote, call for Congress type articles, but I can barely even master the will to write this sentence, much less punch out the thousands of words on the importance of voting and civil engagement. We should already know how important it is already, and if you don't, I can't wrap my head around it. That anymore. There is no point in slippery slope warnings and a comparison of monstrous times of our place in our past. We will see it so many times. Now I'm at the point now where all I can do is mess up, help us. For the love of God, and all of that is holy. It is time to help us. We said everything that we can say, made a million appeals and sounded the alarm on so many times. There is no way we can say it. We've been polite. We've yelled, rage, attack. We've done everything we can do to get attention to help us. I think the only thing we've not done is sock puppets, play and explain it in a room full of preschoolers. There's nothing left for us to do to get through it. Into your head. We need your help. We haven't done before. It's simply time for you to just show up and help. That's it. Nothing else. No more speeches, no more lectures, no more explainers, no more pieces. If they were ever a time where we're going to stop and say, help us, This is the time. The allies show up when they need, and we need you now. If there are simple morals, fibers as far as being, this is the time to act. We aren't as abstract issues as the other side of the world. We aren't so event that is far future that we are people around you. We're not just adults. We're children. We're teens. We're also bullied and discrimination death from now. Much less what it will be like after this. It's time to simply do the moral and righteous thing. Now, I throw millions and of cliques at you be doing the right time. I can go to some of these quote websites, conjure up some inspiration, quote the MLK, Martin Luther King, Jesus, FD, or Kennedy, and Lincoln as far as Buddha or Beyonce, or try to appear as far as moral sense, but you've heard them all before. You know that if you fail to act and people suffer, then it is on you. And if for you to deal with it, there are times when issues are more complex, when the required of a lot of soul searching and deep reflecting, because before you take action, there is not one of those times helping us defend our basic rights, as no matter how much you can or how hard you can, it's only right thing to do. You can only do as much as you possibly can. Only you can judge what is right. But if you have to help someone, donate campaigns, talk down transphobic co-workers, we as human beings are taught that when people are threatened or suffering, it is good and right, and right to them. If you choose not to act on our interests over these who are suffering, it is up to you. The only consequences to yourself is we continue to rightfully see yourself as morals and good people. However, the consequences of others go way beyond a night's sleep. The choice is help us or not. With all the reasons or not already been presented to you and out there to find, what you choose is up to you. Just remember, your choice will always be you. You know what you have to do. Amanda Courier, a writer, has basically has said that in reference to that, as far as the article and stuff. It said, what would you do to save your brothers and sisters and stuff? So it says, a trans plea to the LGB and Q help. So, it's basically, they're saying that don't throw us under the bridge and stuff, so help your trans girls and brothers and sisters out as well. We need everybody to come and help us at this situation, because your transgenders are being attacked and stuff. Excuse me. This is my thing. Excuse me. They're not in denial of what's happening, and some will come forth and help, and some will not. But it's sad, because when it comes to gay events, there are always trans people there. When it comes to marching on gay crimes, there's always trans people there. And I'm not saying all gay people, but a lot of times when it comes to trans people, a lot of gay people are not there. I'm not saying all gay people, because some gay people do care, but some gay people even hate trans people, and it's sad, but it's real. Some people feel as though trans people are just disgusting and stuff like that. They're just as bad as right-wing people. So, unfortunately, it is like a big thing, the gap, as far as trying to get people to understand they're actually human. Those who are going to care is going to care, and those who not just won't. And it's sad, but that's the world we live in. We live in a very, if it ain't about me, I don't care type of thing. And it's sad. Until it falls on their doorstep, then they'll understand. Like I said before, I love your feedback in this. And I have no more to say, because this is a topic that I'm drained from. You can't make people care that don't care. I mean, I don't know other way to say it. You just can't. And the sad thing about it is, there are people in your LGBT people, and I've said this tons of time before, and I don't want to sound like I'm piggybacking off of something, but I'm not surprised at the article, not surprised this is happening. Like I said before, I love your feedback on this, and at the top there's Instagram button. You follow me, I'll follow you back, let you know I love you, and thank you for watching. Catch the rave. Love you.